What's going on, hockey fans? Dan K. Another day, another bunch of Nationals bids on the line. Not as many as we've had. The first one to be punched today, first ticket, the Charlotte Rush. They're heading to USPHL Nationals in both the Elite and Premier. It feels like everybody attending Nationals going in both the Elite and Premier right now. It looks like the Florida Eels are about to close it out and get a W against the Atlanta Mad Hatters, sending them on to Nationals. That sets our elite pools. So in the elite, we will have pool play like we've had in past seasons. Just what you're used to. 4 teams, 2 pools. Frankie Jurok. Like Jurok. That's Frankie Jurok right there. That guy from the Mercer Chiefs is an absolute animal. Scores pucks in bunches. The Mercer Chiefs, they had Connecticut on the ropes. Connecticut had them on the ropes. They're going back and forth. They're battling. Mercer takes care of business, takes them to OT. Chiefs will see them first round playoff series in Wayne, New Jersey against the Jersey Hitmen, who the Mercer Chiefs have had their number a bit. You can see me today. I'm rocking my Mustang sweatshirt. And the reason why I'm rocking my Mustang sweatshirt is because I never in doubt. You know, I picked the Mustangs from the beginning, never picked against them. Knew Ogden was going to pull out a W, and just never in doubt.
No, never in doubt. I mean, you couldn't wear the Mustang sweatshirt when we interviewed Jake Murray for the podcast, but you know, you wear it when it suits you.
I did mess up and interview Jake Murray in a Pueblo Bulls sweatshirt right before he went into a series with him. My apologies to Pueblo. I think that's why they might have lost that one. It might have been my fault. But let's look at the elite. So we've got Elite Pool A, Elite Pool B. In Pool A, the Florida Eels, as long as they close this one out, which it's looking, the Dan K Sportsbook would say minus 10,000 right now that they're going to finish this one off. The Florida Eels, the Jersey Hitmen, the Northern Cyclones, and Charlotte Rush. In Pool B, the Tampa Bay Juniors, serving as the 2 seed in Florida, the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights, number 2 overall in our power rankings, the Carolina Junior Hurricanes, number 1 overall in our power rankings, Coach Wags here, a certified beautician, and Islanders Hockey Club. That is the pool of death. I can make that statement right now. We have our pool of death each year in the Premier and the Elite. This year there's no pool play in the Premier, but in the Elite, Lucas, Pool B's got to be that pool of death. Tampa Bay, Wilkes-Barre, IHC, Carolina. That Pool A is tough enough, but Pool B, that is 4 teams all within the top 6 nationally on our final power rankings.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the kind of the record of all those teams and the teams they've beaten over the course of a season, right? The teams they had to beat to get here, and you just got to feel like Pool B is going to be the toughest pool for sure. I mean, Pool A, you've got some teams that are kind of ready to rumble here. I always kind of picture the Northern Cyclones and the Jersey Hitmen as those teams that, you know, they are kind of they like to be the wrench, right? The monkey wrench that gets thrown into it. They like to grind it out. They love to play physically. They've got great staffs behind the bench, and they're going to be stuck in a pool with, you know, teams that feel like they're stuck with them, right? I mean, you know, teams that score a lot, teams that play fast. So I think Pool A will be interesting. But Pool B, you just got to think that whatever teams come out of Pool B, you talk about a Dan K Sportsbook maybe giving them a little bit of an edge there.
Yeah, and you look at it, Lucas, in true Canadian fashion, since I'm wearing a Toronto Blue Jays hat again, a lot of Blue Jays gear. They're right down the street from me. You'd think in Dunedin, Florida, not a lot of Blue Jays. It's mostly Canadian here. I'm starting to try to fit in, you know, as a Jersey guy. But I think it's instead of pool letter A, it's Pool A, as in EH. I think it's Pool A and Pool B. So you'll go there. But we just got that into the chat there. Richmond up 2-0. The Gens rolling early against Potomac. They rolled early yesterday. Potomac answered back. I got that one on in the background right now watching along as they battle through. The winner of that one will serve as a 2 seed from the Southeast Division. So 16 spots are punched. 16 got Matty Carter, roll hit, fellas. I'll tell you what, man. Classic, just a classic W for Coach Raymond, man. Jim Raymond,
Yep.
Fun on the golf course with Dan K, Lucas Jones, and Coach Wags. Fun behind the scenes, and also just a fun coach to play for, man. That guy's just winning games. We look, though, at this premiere. We are going to have our schedule reveal show in the premiere. If you remember, we gave you all the rundown of what Nationals looks like in the premiere a few months back. You can go back and watch that video and kind of sneak ahead. But our schedule reveal show Wednesday. Wednesday on YouTube. Every single social media page from the Dan K Show and from the USPHL and USPHL.com and DanKShow.com. Go to any of those, and you're going to run into that video content. You're going to find it, okay? It's on the internet. Internet's a magical place. Believe everything you see on the internet. That's what they're always teaching you. Premier. There's 9 1 seeds. There are 9 2 seeds. This year in its first season, the Northwest is serving as the 2 seed for the Pacific. Each got 1 team. Every other division, there are 2 teams coming from it. 1 seed and 2 seed. The only seeding we will not know after today in the Premier will be the Mountain. The Mountain voted to make themselves win the division championship and get the number 1 seed division. So although Utah's the better regular season record, if they lose to Ogden in that series, they will be the 2 seed from the Mountain. The winner of that series is the 1 seed. 1 seeds in your 2 seeding round games can only play 2. 2s can only play 1s. That's how it works. You get benefited for being the top team in your division. You have to play a tougher team if you're the second team. Will you guys be doing all-star selections on Wednesday too? So, Lucas, when are we doing our all Dan K stuff?
Usually our all Dan K Show stuff comes out right around the same time as the NCDC entry draft.
So yeah, right. Draft. Oh yeah.
Yeah, just after the Deneen Cup, after the conclusion, Dan and I take a solid 24 to 30 hours. That's what we ended up getting last year of no phone calls after the Deneen Cup championship. Then we get right back to work, and we'll have those all Dan K Show team selections out there. Yeah, should be that first kind of, or that second week of April.
Yeah, and this year we're going to have a lot of extra awards, a lot of guys that we got to talk about. Oh, Clarkie's on here. I heard that Red's a wagon. That's what I was hearing on social media. That was one of the things I was seeing out there. The Utah Outliers joining us too. Utah might be a wagon. Neon might be a wagon right there. I think, would they go by neon? Would that be the Utah Outliers' main color?
Yeah, I would say neon.
Gray or neon?
Yeah, it's all neon.
Tired. Yeah, my arm's getting tired from holding this phone, Lucas. You need to get me something to like plug this thing up.
I will get you something, because one of the, if you recall, the only thing that was supposed to be in our bag that got stolen that wasn't stolen was my tiny phone tripod, which I'm currently using.
It survived the
You got your sunglasses. I got my $10 phone tripod that wasn't stolen. So, it all works out.
$3,000 worth of gear is gone. Speaking of that, we love proving Lucas wrong. That is 100% it.
I love being proven wrong.
What we do also want to remind folks is we had our stuff stolen. And then you wonderful people raised $5,000 to replace $3,000 worth of gear. So what we're doing with that extra $2,000 is we're putting together some small scholarships that'll go out to players that sign up for them. Lucas, how can they sign up to try to win one of those scholarships or earn one of those scholarships? I don't want to make it sound like it's like a spinning wheel.
You can go to www.dankshow.com. The link is right there at the top of the homepage. So right by going to the homepage, you should be able to see it there. We've had over a dozen applicants so far send in some of their information. We love the interest for it. We're still figuring out the details on the back end for ourselves, but there will be some scholarships given out. The information we're asking for is simple. It's name, address, your GPA, any standardized testing scores if applicable, and a short little, no more than 250 words essay about yourself. Also, fun fact, that essay, it's one of the essays you can use on your college application form. So we're giving you a little bit of help there as well. But yeah, we've had over a dozen so far.
Christian Adams too. Wrong on Tampa Bay Premier. Yes, he was.
Well, you know what? Look, sometimes you need a map.
And I was right on the Mustangs the whole time.
Yeah,
never missed.
I did. I tried to make things. I tried to really dive into it, right? And it turns out when you really try to dive into it, you outthink yourself. So, but we love it. That means we just get to see Tampa Premier Utica. That's not a bad thing.
That's why I don't use this thing. It's just a thing for hats. Just a little place to hang my hats. But we look at it right now. 2-0 Richmond up on Potomac. 8:06 to go in the first. Space Train making a move. Kyle Remo on the Space Train. It is hashtag Space Train because they're taking a train. This is the Force Wayne was the other one that I accidentally messed up. Sometimes who's winning on picks now? Hey, Sturge. Rhymes with Fan A. Called Dan K. So right now, as we stand after the Charlotte Rush winning, Dan K is 38-7 on postseason picks so far. Lucas is 37-8.
Garbage.
By the way, the amount we get chirped for being wrong about picks, the only person I want to say, Mrs. Eisenstark from the Hudson Havoc. Thank you so much. The only person who said good picks. Everybody else, I've gotten 7 out of 44 wrong, and I have been chirped to no end, just chirping. I feel like I'm in a bird sanctuary.
Yeah, I would say that we did pretty good this year in classic Dan K show format. Someone wins by 1 pick.
Yep.
That 1 pick, of course, being worth 100,000 points worth of difference.
What I will say, the final game we could tie, or Dan K could win by 2. Dan K has Richmond currently in this game. Lucas has Potomac, and what I will say is Richmond by 3. They just scored again. 3-0, 7:32 to go.
Yeah, well, it is always fun. We actually do like getting chirped a little bit, as long as the shenanigans are tiki and fun, because that just, we love just being a part of it. We love getting to be involved in it, and getting sent videos of guys watching picks, or getting sent videos of guys watching other teams that they might have to play. It is so much fun to be a part of.
We want to get sent videos of is you guys having watch parties on Wednesday, man. Watch the show. 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. I forgot what that one was called. I don't know why we have a Mountain Division. And then 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. West Coast guys. So you can watch that show at any of those times. It's all the same time, just depends on where you're at. Remember that you had to push your clocks forward yesterday, so you've done that already. 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m., 10 a.m., 9 a.m., depending on where you are in the country. The Dan K Show National Schedule Reveal Show for the Premier. We'll also be doing some game breakdowns for the Elite, talking about some of our selections, some of our picks, what we think there with Brett Luthner, Matt Prier, and Tyler Davey, who you guys will hear their voices on games all week long at Nationals. They'll be part of the Dan K Show broadcast team. We're going to be talking about who you will play. Again, in the seeding round, you'll play 2 games. After those 2 games, 16 teams will advance to a single elimination playoff like they do in the NCAA, seeded off their 2-game results. 17 and 18 seeds will play in what we're calling the Dan K Show Supercast. They will be eliminated from competition for the national championship, but their consolation game will be an awesome affair built directly for scouting. Built for scouts, built by scouts, built by the Dan K Show to make sure that those players on the 17 and 18 seeds get the best experience possible. In past years, there have been 7, 8, sometimes 10 consolation games in pool play because that's just how it works sometimes in pool play, right? This year, only 1 consolation game at either level. Every single game in the Elite and Premier will matter from start to finish. It's a cool format. It's an interesting format. It's a new format. And you know what? It's what it's all about.
Yeah, and we're going to have a ton of signage that's going to explain everything at the event. You're going to have Dan and myself, as well as some of our other broadcasters. We'll be doing some shows on Hockey TV, and we'll also be bringing those up. You'll have live updates. We're hoping to be able to use the TVs around the facility. This facility that Nationals is going to be in is going to be fantastic. And one of the best things about it, I think, are the ability to control some of the things that go up on the TVs and the Jumbotron. That means we can put up standings, we can put up information, we can put up some team logos, make it feel like this is a huge, huge event. We feel like everyone is going to really love it this year, and we're excited to get there.
Think of me as a moving billboard at Nationals. If you have a question, ask me. Let's not make up information at Nationals. Let's come to Dan K. I'll be everywhere. You'll see me. I'll be wearing bright shirts and suits once in a while. Sometimes I'll just be in a jacket, incognito. But I'll be there. Come up. You ask me a question. I'll have an answer for you. Promise you every time. That's what it's all about. We want to get the information to you folks. We want to make this the best experience for these players they can possibly have, man. Dan K Show, players first, players always, man. It's what it's about. For the boys. For the boys. That's what it's all about. Lucas, you got anything else for the folks before we go get ready? We got a call. We actually do work stuff too. Like we do this stuff behind the scenes.
This call is about next year. We're already looking ahead. It is so crazy. We are basically double dipping. We are all over Nationals. We are all over the Deneen Cup Finals, and we're all over next year as well, trying to make it one of the best places to play on the planet. We do have that call. I think that the only thing I've got is don't leave social media today.
Nope.
You gotta couple of things going on today. You got a couple games next weekend, but the next few weeks, if you are involved in nationals, you're going to want to keep social media, turn on all your notifications, turn on all your little alert bells. I know they've got them on Twitter. You hit that little bell. This way you know every time something goes out from the Dan K Show. That's going to be the best place to get your information. DanKShow.com, @_Dan K Show on social media.
Dan K, Lucas Jones, that's us. You know, I never picked against the Mustangs. I picked them from the beginning. Obviously, it's why I'm wearing the sweatshirt. We all know that. Definitely didn't get that one wrong. When Dan K's on the mic, it's always hockey night. Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The Dan K Show presents the National Schedule Reveal Show. Find out who you're playing. Find out your road to nationals. Let's find out who's going to raise a cup. Power rankings don't matter anymore. First, second, third don't matter anymore. All that matters is winning over 6 days and raising a cup in the Premier, winning over 5 days and raising a cup in the Elite. It's cup hunting season. The two defending champs in the Premier and Elite are eliminated. Somebody's going to raise a cup, and they're going to be a newcomer. Who's it going to be? Will it be you? Let us know at @the_Dan K Show all over social media. Thanks for watching, hockey fans.